Dumper Dan's charter fishing fleet in the Port of Sheboygan is Wisconsin's proven charter fishing leader, running the most trips and catching the most fish. Enjoy great fishing for trout and salmon aboard one of our 6 fully equipped modern charter boats with experience and professional crews. See why Dumper Dan's is the most popular name in the industry. We offer fishing and lodging packages featuring the best in riverfront condos and hotel accommodations. Half or 3/4 day trips available, so call to make your reservations today or log on to dumperdan.com. Dumper Dan's charter fishing fleet, Wisconsin's proven charter fishing leader.
Welcome, everyone, to Outer Points Productions and the Knockout Challenge Series Studios, located inside of the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We are in the midst of the KO Masters Series 5.0. Man, this has been a fun ride so far. We're round number 1. I think we have 3 more left. We have another match this evening, one tomorrow, and then one more on the 12th of April. So this is good stuff. And if you don't already know who's playing, it's going to be a good one. This is going to be I'm going to hate to see either one of these players go at the end of today. But we've got Wisconsin's very own Hall of Famer, Mr. Duncan Kaufman, and he's going to be playing self-proclaimed, the people's choice, if you will, Mr. Ray Strip, Mr. Ray Skenandore, plays at Mad Apple all the time. So this is going to be a good battle. I think it's a 667 Fargo versus a 681 Fargo. At that point, doesn't really matter anymore. It's all about who misses the most or the least. So, as we always do here, I am going to get out to the pool table. You get to watch along with it. I'm going to put the rules on the table for you to see as I go over it with the players. There we go. All right, because I'm here by myself today, I'm going to go over one thing real quick that I probably won't go over with what you see on the table there. This is a race to 7 9-ball, race to 5 8-ball, and then a race to 6 10-ball if we get to 10-ball. So I'll be back in a little bit. I will be mic'd up so you can hear me as I go through the rules with the players. So we'll see you in a little bit. Check. Alrighty. As I had mentioned, the rules are up there on the screen for the viewers to see as well as I go through it with you guys. Obviously, we're going to lag for the very first break. After that, it's going to be alternating breaks throughout the entire match. So, Duncan, if you break the last game of 9-ball, Ray, you will break the first game of 8-ball. All right, 9-ball is going to be a race to 7. If the 9-ball is pocketed on the break, it comes up and is spotted. Never re-rack no matter what. After that, if you subsequently hit the next ball in rotation and you can use in a combo or a carom, it does count as a win. But no 9-ball breaks for a win. Make sense?
At least a 7, right?
Yeah, that's for the other one that I'm doing as well. So yeah, if you look at the very bottom of the scoreboard, race to 7, 5, and then 6. Cue ball fouls only. If there is a point in time where you need somebody to come out and watch a hit, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll come out and videotape it as well. 3 foul rule is in effect, not mandatory, but it is good sportsmanship to let your opponent know that they're on 2 fouls. All right? Any questions on 9 ball?
But short racks are allowed.
Short racks are allowed, yes. Jump.
Both 10 ball and 10 ball.
Correct. No, not 10 ball. I'll go over that in just a second. Jump cues are allowed no matter what. Even if you hook yourself, that was kind of the general consensus in the group chat. So let's go over 8 ball. That's going to be a race to 5. The only thing I really need you to know that the only difference between that and rotation is if you're shooting at the 8 ball, you make it and scratch, it's a loss of game. The only difference in 9 ball and 10 ball, the 9 or 10 would be spotted and then you still have to shoot it. Okay? Any questions on 8 ball? Just CSI rules, basically. BCA, CSI, UPL, not UPL. All right, if we get to 10 ball, actually let me back up a little bit. Duncan, if you end up winning the first 2 sets, the match is over. If you split the first 2 sets, then we'll go to 10 ball, which will be a race to 6. And here, this will answer your question. If the 10 ball is pocketed on the break, again, like 9 ball, it does come back up. The 10 can be used in a combination or carom, but it does not count as a win. But it does count for you to continue shooting. Spot it and then move on. Obviously, push-outs are allowed. Same thing, 3 foul rule is in effect. Other than that, if we get to 5-5, and everybody's hoping for it, I promise you, in 10 ball, right? We will go to a shootout. So if that happens, we'll go over the rules of that in that instance. Okay. Any questions? Nope. Thank you both for playing very much. Thank you very much for playing. Keep it clean. Oh, me? No, never. So you have the choice whether you guys want to use magic rack or the wood rack. You both have to agree on it. If you cannot agree, it automatically defaults to the wood rack. So totally up to you guys. All right, I'm going to get that off the screen real quick. Give me a second. Let's have some fun today, folks. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Outer Points Productions. It's a Monday afternoon in Wisconsin, just coming out of winter. And shame on all of you that are at work right now and not paying attention to your job. But thanks for being here. Share, like, do everything you can. Let's get as many viewers as we possibly can watching this. All right, Ray Skenandore to break in rack number 1 in this race to 7. Fantastic break by Ray to start things off. And gets a little fortunate. I'm kind of surprised that ball fell. That hit the outer point and the other outer point and ended up being just the right speed for it to fall over the edge. Kind of a funky angle on this 4-ball. He's a little straight. I think he's going to have to play to the short side, the very bottom of the table. This is not one of those you don't, never mind. All right. Cheated it just enough. All right, Ray for a break and run to start things out. Pretty clean. That brings Duncan to the table for the first time. Other than the leg, of course. How was everybody's Easter? Our family experiment that we had yesterday at our the Cheddar residence went very well. Nobody died. Nobody was injured. So that's a win-win. We had half of Mrs. Cheddar's family and half of my family there. Good times. Always a lot of laughs. So I hope yours as well. Robert Snell, first in the chat. All right. Duncan with a successful break, but nothing to shoot at. Could go for a flyer if he really wanted to. Kick the 1 and maybe make the 9-ball. You never know. Or, obviously, just push out. Good afternoon, Fred Renner. Michael Parker. All right, Duncan pushed out. Ray gave it back, so we're going to see what Duncan had in mind. Not sure exactly if that's where he wanted to push out, too. I don't think he really moved all that much. Well, he did have a safety in mind. Had he hit it just a little softer, he'd have gotten there. Roger Pregler tuning in from work, I'm sure. Tim Armbruster tuning in from Milwaukee. How you doing, my friend? Kyle Vertel. Man, I keep hearing that name somewhere. Bless his heart. S. Batiste. Good afternoon. Off constantly back in the chat for some more. Roland Star. Thanks for joining us. How have you been? When it comes to the Masters Series and you end up with a dry break and attempted good safe, typically it's going to cost you. And so far this one is definitely costing Duncan. Never good on your own break, which is actually why I made this alternate break instead of winner break. You could have, in the Master Series, you could have guys running out the entire set or run out the entire match. Sean Johnson. Sean is actually going to be here tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. Sean's going to be playing in the Masters Series as well, taking on Scott Kugel. Going to be another fun match. Chad Johnson, happy Saturday. 2-0 Ray Skenandore. Chris Green, obviously not getting any work done at his job either. John Williquette, good afternoon. You ain't kidding. Couple of monsters, no doubt. Al Holden, tuning in from Waupun, Wisconsin. How you been, Al Holden? How was your Easter with you and the kids? And the missus, oh, sorry. Leanne. Adam Granatella. You know, I heard the whole same thing. I tell you, it is fun watching Carlo Beato play. As a matter of fact, the 8-ball in St. Louis is going on right now. There are 4 tables being streamed, and one of them is our very own Tyler Steyer taking on Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, better known as FSR. Score is 1-1. Actually, might be 2-1 now. I think it's 2-1 Tyler. Good afternoon, Sarah Schmidt. Another successful break for Ray. Doesn't have a clean shot here. He does on the 1, but to get to the 2 is kind of a challenge. I'm not sure that goes past. Let's see if we can get a different angle here. Yeah, I don't like that one either. Let's try that. Not sure if that 1 goes past the 4. I don't think it does. So he's going to have to play this all the way down. Playing safe instead. Did not get safe. And might leave Duncan at... Or is he safe? It was close. Duncan's going to be swinging at this 1. Might send the 9 ball flying as well. I'm kind of surprised he's not calling me out there to watch the hit. I think I would. Yeah, doesn't matter anymore. Raymond. Good afternoon. Kevin Dorn. Buddy, who are you talking to? So just to give everyone a heads up, or I guess maybe a warning. Yeah, let's go with a warning, not a heads up. You have been warned. This evening, Nate Mindham and Rudy McGill Jr. are going to be here. Might be 6 o'clock, might be 7 o'clock, depending on what time they arrive. But Rudy messaged me yesterday. They were wondering if they could play a little bit early, right after this match is done, so on and so forth, whatever. But the reason I'm giving you a warning is I know you've been missing him. The soothing voice of Kevin Dorn is going to be back in the booth for tonight's match. So don't say I didn't tell you. It looked very much like Ray was considering trying to 3-foul Duncan, but backed off, and probably a good choice to not. Kyle Boyes, sorry. How you doing, Kyle? John Kramer from Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame. If you were not here at the beginning of today's match, I'll play it again, but we are going to do the 9-time premiere of the brand new Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame commercial. I know John had nothing to do with the editing, so it turned out really well. Not exactly where Ray wanted to be. Jacked up over this. I think he's jacked up over this 9 ball. We'll find out. A little bit of a steep angle. Nothing he can't handle. Michael Masevich, a.k.a. The Savage. Yeah, piece of cake. No problem. Going a little ride with the camera there. Sorry about that. Fish, our boss. Fish Air? Fish, our boss. I don't know who that is, but what a sweet matchup this is. You ain't kidding. Definitely one of the premier matches of the Masters series. And I was saying in the beginning of the match, it's to see one of these guys. Oh my. Oh my. I did not see that coming. What a gift for Duncan. Tried to get a little too much out of that 5-ball. Well, too much out of the cue ball. Rack attack. Why would you name your kid Duncan? I don't know. What's your name? I'm sure it's 1,000 times better than Duncan. Yeah. Or, in your opinion. Actually, if you're in the pool community in Wisconsin, or actually the entire Midwest, actually a good part of the U.S., and you don't know who Duncan Kaufman is, you don't know shit about pool. All right. Duncan to open his account. Big mistake by Ray Selstrip. Adam Granatella, absolutely, yes. Yep, I have my appointment in the morning, and I forgot what time I told you I'd be here. 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. Yes, we're on for tomorrow, for sure. By show of hands in the chat, how many want to know Rack Attack's actual name? Personally, I do. Savage, I'll give you 10-1 odds that it's guaranteed to happen. Yeah, there's no question. There will be some crappy commentary, but that's every stream. But Kevin Dorn being in the booth, it's our boss, yeah. It's funny. They have. I love it. I actually learned this from Collins Newey. That it's one of my. There's so many people that have a 850 Fargo in the chat, but don't know shit about pool. Uh-oh. I think Duncan just hooked himself. He's kind of stabbed at the 5 a little bit because he was so close to it. And now ended up with no shot. But anyway, yeah, fish our boss. All of a sudden you call them out and they're gone. Isn't that amazing? They probably have a 300 Fargo when they get to the table themselves. Good afternoon, Jennifer. How's Pickles today? This may get up. Oh, it was so close. Oh, boy. That actually turned out really well for Duncan. Not getting behind the 7 isn't all that bad, just for the fact that where the cue ball ended up, he's about half covered by the 7. So it's going to make it really easy to pocket the 6, but really no way to get down there to break up the 7. He can obviously play the bank if he so chooses, but I don't think so. Number 2 on the over-under on poop jokes. Well done. That's Adam Granatella for you. Bill Larson. What's happening, Hocus Pocus? Oh, yeah. Ding! Mark Bell. You need help, Adam. You seriously need help. Oh! Did not see that. Did not see that. Obviously, Ray did. Early 9s do count in this format, just not on the break. Wow. You guys are just... You talk about crappy commentary. Good afternoon, Patrick Carlson. Craig Bear. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And again, please, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Ball down. Long, thin shot on the 1 if he decides to take that on. Well, as I had mentioned earlier, that, the 9th world premiere of John Kramer's Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame new commercial will actually be the last time ever shown on Outer Points Productions. I just deleted it. Good shot by Ray. Shut up, Roger. I'll tell you what, I'd like to show you the backside of the moon right now, John Kramer, but this is a family show. And my cameras don't have a wide-angle lens on them. Well, not the ones here in the booth where I'd show you. Oh, is that funny, Roger? What's everyone? What is it then, Adam? I'll show you, and then you can, oh, that's not the moon. That's Uranus? Well, not your anus. Moving along. Well, after pocketing the 3-ball in the corner, depositing it in the upper left, he left himself with a funky little angle on the 4-ball to get to the 5, and then mouthed the words, which I cannot repeat, but has the acronym WTF in it. So the question of the chat so far is, what is everyone's least favorite Fargo? What's your Fargo, Roger? Actually, yeah, and oh, I see what you did there. Actually, is mine 631? I thought it was son of a bitch. I thought it was 632. Ah, shit, it is 631. Screw you, Roger. I mean, in the most respectful way, of course. For a 4-1 lead, unless your name is Mark Bell, then we're all tied up. But that's not the case, according to Ray Southstrip, the people's champ. Pete Beshta tuning in. follow-up question to that question. Would my least favorite robustness is 6,889. That'd be my least. Thank you for the like and the share, Pete. And that'd be awesome if we had, well, we're at 140 viewers, somewhere around there right now. That'd be awesome if we got 140 likes and shares. Man, I'll tell you, this channel would go through the roof. We'll get there someday. Good break by Duncan. So I don't know how many of the 140 viewers we have right now were here the night before last when we watched John Giles and Jeremy West go at it in the Masters Series. What a match that was. Man, I don't know about anybody else, but I was really hoping to see a shootout. And it was headed there. Oop. Just did not want to hit the 6 ball, but he's okay, actually. He can cut the 3 into the corner, John Kramer might not be able to see this, but you can play the 3-5 combo. 3 should sit right there in the pocket if he doesn't hit it, or shouldn't follow it in, but you never know. Does he have a shot at this? Did he seriously find a window? No way. He did. Pretty important for Duncan right now to finish this rack, given the fact got nice, little fortunate there. Sarah Schmidt, Jeremy ended up winning 6-3 in the 10-ball set. He was pretty excited about it too after the match. Well deserved. That Jeremy really played well. John struggled. That's not exactly how I understood it. Mike, seemed like you were cheering on. Yeah, I suppose. He is your teammate, so. Yeah, you did. I think there's a lot of people that wanted to see John win as well, so. And, yeah, we all want shootouts. All of us want shootouts. Except for the winning player, or the player that's ahead. Dave Dolly in the house. Fresh off hitting the streets of Milwaukee, hanging around the Easter Bunny. Great shot. Nicely done by Duncan. Shape was not pristine, but he got it done. Let's take a look at this. You talk about 50-yard line. In the Masters Series, there has been one shootout. Actually, it was the very first match. There's been several matches that got really close, but in the 1.6, which is the 5, man, I forgot what it is, 599, 575. Yeah, 575 and under. It's the bounty tournament. I think there's been 5 or 6 or more shootouts already. Yeah, Dan Moser and Lee Thomas. That could have easily gone to a shootout as well. And if everybody's seen Lee's post afterwards, he was pretty down on himself about being inconsistent. I think he held his own really well. They kind of met in the middle, if you will. Lee's Fargo's 627 and Dan, I think, is 668 or whatever it is. And they both shot like 645, 640, somewhere around there. It's a good match. Derek Schwartz tuning in from the car lot on the south side of Oshkosh, a.k.a. Avenue Auto. Good afternoon. One of the competitors that was actually in the 575 and under. Dave Dowley, Roy Skenandore was a good man. Well, Mark Bell, I think you got most of that right. He is a sponsor of the stream. There's no doubt about it. Proud of being I'm not. We're gonna let him make that. I can't speak for Derek. What's going on in Greenville, Derek? Something I don't know about? I know Derek is diligently working on his video right now for sponsoring the stream. I think he said the day after Easter he would be working on it all day, if I remember correctly. I could miss this one. 5-2 in favor of the people's champ. Air quotes. Duncan breaking, though. Oh, that's right. Yeah, TML. Wasn't it a battery in one of the cars that started the fire? From what I recall, anyway. You know what? As long as we're talking about Derek, let's put him front and center, shall we? Derek, you want to just go ahead and read it? Just read it yourself. Derek Schwartz, owner of Avenue Auto, they believe in buying a used car should feel simple, fair, and stress-free. As a family-owned business, honesty and integrity guide everything that they do. Every vehicle is carefully inspected, fairly priced, and clearly explained. No pressure, no gimmicks. Their 5-star reputation reflects their commitment to doing business the right way and driving away with confidence. And I'll tell you what, and I've mentioned this before, if you've not heard me say it, Mrs. Cheddar just bought Nissan. It's I'm trying to think if it's our second or third SUV. And she has never been more happy with a vehicle. And I'm not saying that just because Derek is a sponsor of the stream. She absolutely loves that vehicle. The heated seats, the heated steering wheel, the comfort, the driver assist, everything about it. I think it was, Derek, I forgot, is it the 2023 Pathfinder? I think it was 23 or 24. But man, she just absolutely loves it. All right. Duncan not successful on the super thin cut on the 2-ball. That was quite the challenge. That was not an easy shot at all. No, the fire at TML Auto was several weeks ago already, Mark. Unless there was another one. $23, yeah. Pretty sure he was eyeballing this shot. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, that's the fun about 9-ball. There's a fire at Potawatomi? Yikes. Nice shot by Ray. Coming right around the 7 ball. (21-22) Cindy. That's been 3 years already. Wow. Played a lot of pool with Roy up at Mad Apple. A lot. One of the coolest stories was so when we were still doing the veterans tournament, or we were doing it together. Yeah, a lot of the veterans know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, 6-2. Roy was always there as former, or I should say, Army veteran. And Roy went on the honor flight prior to his passing. And I'll never forget the reaction that he came back with, and talking with Ray about it, as a matter of fact. It was one of the best days of his entire life. Going back over to, I think he was in Korea or Vietnam. I'm not sure if it was Korea or Vietnam. But either way, he said that honor flight meant more to him than anything. So Ray, actually it was the year that we had the Veterans Tournament here at the Varsity Club, and our dinner and everything was at the Roxy across the street. And Ray spoke on behalf of his father's passing. Very, very special moment. All right, Ray Skenandore on the hill in set number 1 and breaking. Duncan has a lot of work to do to catch back up in this. Oh, I didn't see that. Scratch on the break. Kicked in the corner by the 7 ball. So if you look in the chat in Mark Bell's comment, his manager, Barry, everybody that knows Roy and Ray, their son is Barry, and Roy always called him his manager. Good family. Yep, like father, like son. I'd like to see Duncan go on a little bit of a tear here. Run this rack out, run another one. Get this to 6-4, and maybe we'll see another dry break. This looks pretty good. I don't see anything going wrong with the rest of this rack. Famous last words, of course. Sean Johnson, you bring up a very good point. I didn't even notice that myself. Yeah, you got rid of the green heavy hitter. Maybe John Kramer has an answer for that as to why. Oh, boy. He knew it as soon as he hit it, too. Duncan knew as soon as he hit it that cue ball was going in the side pocket. That may end up giving Ray set number 1. Joe Burdett, good afternoon. How was your Easter, Joe? Colin Gagnon. What's happening in the UP, Colin? Good to hear. Quality time with the family as well. Hell yeah. I agree, Colin. Same. I didn't get to play a lot of golf this past summer. The plans are different for this year. Not at all what Ray was looking for on that 8 ball, but you did have kind of a funky little angle. You didn't get to hear it, but Ray just looked up at the booth and said, hey, I played that one on the short side for Dale. Nice. And yes, I'm purposely ignoring you, Dan Yenner. I'm sure you're used to that at home, though. Uh-oh! That is very much... as soon as Duncan makes this and is racking the balls, then I will be exiting the booth. I'm going to leave the microphone on, as a matter of fact, and I have a couple of words for Ray after that. Good shot.
No, I can hear you. Actually, that's going to cost you 2 games because I'm going to give him an extra. That's fine.
All right, 6-4, all tied up. Diddy-oed. Craig Bear, where do you live? Where's home for you, Craig? I am a huge fan. I tried this last year. If I can get out and play 9 or 18 holes in the summer, early in the morning, and then get back home, even if it's 9 or 10 or o'clock in the morning, that is, or 11, whatever, do all my flyers and run the tournaments and stream and everything else, then I'll do that every day. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want, then what golf courses? You know what? I have an idea. If you guys are interested, Dan Yenner, do you play golf at all? Probably not. You probably play golf as good as you play pool, so that can't be good. But we could. One of my favorite golf courses is in Fond du Lac, Whispering Springs. So let's set something up for the summer, and I'll meet you in Fond du Lac. Where's Morningstar? Dan is the man. Are we talking about the same Dan? Probably not. We can't be. Sociable. Dan, I should have had you come up and commentate for this match. I mean, your wealth of knowledge in pool would have probably made the stream worse than what it actually is. That's kind of a hard feat. Yeah, who didn't know that was coming, Dan? So I don't know if you want to call it a golf joke, but I think I said this, yeah. I talk about him on the stream all the time. Kyle Vertel. He's here playing. His game's actually really getting good. And I've tried everything to get him into the booth. But he's scared crapless behind a microphone, apparently. My point... Oh, nice shot by Duncan. Great shot. That's a beauty. So, I get back from Florida. I went down there with about 48 golf balls in my bag. Played... it's called Saddlebrook, and it's in Wesley Chapel, which is... it's a pretty tough golf course. It's pretty tight. And I came back with like 8 or 10 golf balls in my bag. And Kyle says to me, he's like, "Oh, you only had time for 9 holes, huh?" Well done, Robert. Well done. Comped. Well, I may have to look at I would drive down for comped golf. Ray is actually calling his shot in 9 ball. Calling the one in the corner. He's got a lot of confidence. Hell of an attempt. Well, I called it before. Don't count Duncan out. So now, if he can get out of this rack, I mentioned it before, if he can get out of this rack, break and run, we're at Hill for 9 ball. S. Batiste said this is the best damn chat room. You've not been in a lot of other chat rooms, have you? Screw you, Bill. Craig, you are talking... That's a miniature golf course, right? That we're playing on? I don't do the big golf courses. The fun thing about this... obviously, there's not a clear pocket for the 5 ball just yet. But if Duncan can get... Well, first he's got to get good shape on the 2 ball. To get a nice angle on that 4 to bust up the 5 ball a little bit or play a good safe. Obviously, that will help with maybe getting ball in hand. Jimmy Newman. I don't think he's intending to run into the 6-4 or 6-5 now. Yeah, that's what I would have done. Come all the way around, get a little further, Oh, this is so close. I think he can. Oh, yeah, for sure. Man, I'll tell you, this is a lot closer than what it. Let me get in there nice and tight. Oops, sorry about that. And cheat this just enough and some left-hand spin and just... He's got really no choice to go other than crashing into the 5-ball. And you talk about an important shot. If you can finish this rack and then get to the break, it's huge. All right, he's got a shot at it. Jimmy Newman, I've done the sweetgrass. Good shot. Good shot. I've done sweetgrass, sage run, and a couple of the other ones. I won't play gray walls again. I like it's a pretty golf course, but it's kind of hokey. There's just. You feel like you put your ball in the middle of the fairway and then you can't find it. It's just, yeah. I love a lot of the golf courses up there. Trust me, that's just not my cup of tea. All right, to make it 6-5 in favor of Ray Skenandore, the People's Champ, with Duncan breaking. It ain't over till it's over. Dan Yenner. Yes, but I'd be happy to answer any questions on the live stream as well, if that is of any interest to you as well. So the question Dan Yenner just asked, I just posted a new tournament that I'm going to be trying, kind of in the, I wouldn't say the same format, but the same scheduling capability for the players themselves, where it's very, the flexibility. So this Thursday, I'm going to release the signups. I'll get to it in just a second. And then any questions that you want to ask about it, or if you're interested in signing up, do so on Thursday. But you have to pick an actual date this time. Not a good time for Duncan to come up dry. That's funny, Dan. That's pretty funny. I have played Erin Hills. As a matter of fact, quite a few of the caddies that I trained at Whistling Straits ended up going, I shouldn't say a lot. Some of them went to Erin Hills. But, man, I'll tell you, that walk from, I forget which number it is, but at the end of the whatever green it is, I think it's like 13 to 14 or 15 to 16 or something like that. It's like a freaking mile walk uphill from the green until the next tee. Erin Hills is a beautiful, beautiful golf course, but it's way too long for me. My short legs can't handle that much walking. Wow. And Bill Larson, you just got yourself removed from the breaking point. Congratulations. We're going to be playing that ad at the end of this set, just so you know. That was kind of fortunate. Actually, that was super fortunate. I don't think Ray was planning on getting anywhere near that close to that pocket, and that could have easily gone in. Dear Lord in heaven, is he actually considering this? No way. No way. He's thinking of playing the 1-6-9 combo for the win. Quick, everybody in the chat, would you do this? This is insane. I mean, I know he tied up the 3 and everything, but I guess, but I don't think I would try this shot. Well, unless it goes in, then it's brilliant. This is no fun if you're sitting in the chair either. Not even close. Wow. Chris Green, I know you would. I get all that. I understand. You know, that's Duncan put it there for a reason. There's no doubt. Duncan. Duncan does not hit a rail. And I can't say anything to the players. Actually, yeah. Don't say anything in the chat either, just in case they're watching. Otherwise, I'll turn that TV off out there. But I'm pretty sure that Ray knows. Ray isn't looking at the TV anyway, but that's 2 fouls on Duncan. So I'm pretty sure that is what Ray is now going to attempt. What a huge mistake by Duncan by not hitting a rail. Wow. All right. Ray just informed Duncan that he is on number 2. That's another poop joke. Your grandma would have gotten closer than that? Okay. Not sure where that comment came from, but all right. Raise your hand in the chat if you are the only person in history of pool that has never not hit a rail. Oh my gosh, that is just cost Duncan set number 1. I'm really shocked that he hit that with such a slow pace as well. Really kind of surprised at that. Duncan is not happy and just walked away from the table. I don't blame him. I've been there, done that. And if you say that you've never done it, you're a liar. Timothy Bloomers. Tim, how are you doing? What is your, if you don't mind sharing, what is your current health situation? We'll leave it at that. I'll let you type while I talk about what's happening. All right, Dan Yenner asked this question. Oh, let me get you a different overlay. Let me get you a completely different overlay. There we go. That's better. All right, so it's called the Royal Ring Game, and the idea behind this is to have it's going to be 4 Thursdays in a row, starting April 16th, 23rd, 30th, and then May 7th will be the final elimination match, if you will. So it's only going to be 4 players per match, and it's going to be a ring game. Same entry as always. I may drop it a little bit, but it's going to be 600 Fargo and under. Again, it's I don't want to drive all the way to Oshkosh for $20 to stream. And I've noticed, some of the players really like winning a bigger chunk of money. But this is going to be Ring 10 ball. If you do have any questions, if you've never played Ring Game before, it's pretty simple. If you lose, or if you've got 4 guys in and you don't win the game, you got to give up a chip or $1 or $5 or whatever, however you decide to play. But the winner from each table or each Thursday then is going to advance to the finals. All of these matches are going to be streamed. So I anticipate this is probably going to fill pretty quick. Again, there's only 4 spots per Thursday. So I may also start, it kind of depends on, I haven't played Ring Game in quite some time. I think 10 chips is enough, even for the 265 buy-in. Because if you make it 15 chips or something like that, it could go on all night long. So once 3 players are eliminated, obviously then the match is complete. Champion's going to get a trophy, as always, on Outer Points Productions for the KO Challenge Series, and this is part of the series. And jerseys for the final 2 as well. All right, let's go to what Tim Bloomers is talking about here. He's going in on Friday for his 4th round and haven't felt anything from the chemo with 2 more rounds left. I feel great. Wow. That's fantastic. That is freaking awesome news, Tim. In utmost sincerity, everybody at Outer Points Productions, all the viewers, I promise you, Tim, You've been around the pool community for a very long time. Well, not as long as some of us, like, Tim Armbruster. Just kidding. Kidding. Anyway, we're all pulling for you. All the best. Have you heard of the breaking point? If not, we're going to give Duncan a little more time. I think he just needs to clear his head just for a little bit. Hello, everyone. Little Cheddar from Outer Points Productions. What is the breaking point? I've been asked that question quite a few times over the last couple of weeks and months. So let's break it down, shall we? It's a combination of Survivor.
What's happening?
Meets the Beast Games from YouTube. Meets the Big Break from the Golf Channel. Oh, no! Meets the pool community.
And you might miss this ball.
Put it all together, and you have the very first reality TV show based around pool. So 12 contestants are going to be meeting here at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, in roughly about 6 months, somewhere around there, to participate in season 1 of The Breaking Point. 11 episodes where one contestant, some, maybe two, are going to be eliminated from The Breaking Point and walked out the door.
Hey, come on. Oh, shit. Oh, my shot right there. You know what I mean? Look.
So how do you get those 12 contestants? That's where the qualifiers come in across the state. There's 12 qualifiers at most of the pool halls in Wisconsin have agreed to do it. Only the winner of those qualifiers advance to the breaking point. You can play in more than one qualifier. You can only win one of them, obviously. It's only going to be 12 unique contestants that are going to be in the breaking point. So if you feel like you can handle the pressure.
Great cut. Wow.
And the cameras and the lights, and to test your nerves.
Well, that was really...
Did he break his dick?
That was really it, yeah, you know.
And to find out what's your breaking point.
Anything special with the white, Jerry?
Oh, he just broke his cue. He's just snapped his cue.
Come join me. I'll see you at one of the qualifiers. All right, that is the breaking point. So if you're interested, there are 7 more qualifiers. 5 of them are completed. So if you're interested in getting into one of the, actually the one at Legacies is half full already. Actually a little bit more. I think we're at 10. There's only 16 players for each qualifier, no more. They do run pretty long. So May 2nd is Break and Run. Back at the Varsity Club here on May 9th. Charlie's in Fond du Lac at May 16th. Either way, you could see it and then go back and if you are interested. I think the last one then I'm trying to get a hold of I haven't really tried a lot yet because it's probably 2 or 3 months away yet. But the final qualifier is hopefully going to be in Sparta at the Corner Pocket with Troy Ziegler and Tracy Kuda. So good times. So Duncan is back at the table as well as Ray. And what the hell has happened to Tyler Steyer? He was up 3-1, and he's now down 7-3. Just looking at it for the first time, doesn't that puts him on FSR on the hill? Yikes. Anyway, back to the chat. That is such incredible news, Tim. Good for you, Dan Yenner. That's one of the things I think what I'm going to do is leave it up to, it used to be that way in 9-ball where slop counts, obviously, right? I don't want slop to count just because of the entry fee, being as big as I don't want luck to be that big of a factor. So I don't believe I am going to allow slop, and which is why it's 10-ball versus 9-ball. Again, I'm always trying something new, and I'm going to keep doing that as long as I have this stream. So Cedric Mason, you're in for the ring game? Send me a private message, please. Wait, signups don't start till Thursday. What are you doing? Trying to get me in trouble. All right. Duncan must win this race to 5 8-ball in order for this match to progress. All right, Taylor. I'll do that. So even though a lot of people think my brain is, or my head is half empty, it's half full. I mean, the other half still doesn't work. Yeah. That's sometimes why I don't release flyers right away, just for the simple fact that I always get good feedback from players. Well, unless your name is Dan Yenner. So I don't mind changing rules. I don't mind. I will do whatever it is or whatever it takes to make the majority of the players happy. They're the ones that are playing in the tournament and keeping my stream alive. So work it all out before sign-ups start. Tim Armbruster. As a matter of fact, that was the last ring game I ever played. Was the day of Willie Munson's funeral. Yeah, we had that was the after his end of his just incredible. I spent a lot of time playing with Willie back in the day, and that was this was a rough day. So, I forget how many players we had at Shepherd's that day, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, that was a good win. Honored. I truly honored to have won that tournament. I played a lot of $1 ring game with Willie. Oh, okay. Thanks, John. I can't see the TV. The TV is like way out in the middle of the room over there, so that's good. It's a race to 10 at least. All right, I am assuming that this 3 goes past the 8 in the lower left-hand corner, which is why he played shape for it right there. It's pretty much just a stop shot on the 3, pocket the 2, and then the 8 in the side. I want Jeff Brown to get in that ring game worse than anybody. I promise you. Jeff was one of the guys that played with me and Willie in old school. You actually had a list of a lot of the players that used to play along. Dennis Babcock all the time. Tim Senna used to play with us. All right, Duncan strikes first in the 8-ball. Andy Coons, good afternoon. Jeff is now a 597. Send it to him. Yeah, Jack McKenna, too. Craig Powers always played in the ring games. Randy Lamar did, too. Can't believe it. Just can't believe it. Eight ball on the break. So Duncan continues to shoot. Yeah. You know, that's kind of tempting. And Jeff Brown, you know, obviously, if you've been around Jeff Brown before, you know his favorite saying, hook the prick. Downtown Jeff Brown. Hook the prick. Yes, I have, Cindy. Chief running balls. Love that man. The bead man. Such a great personality. All right. 1 and 7 ball are going to be the challenge for Duncan here. Might be able to get on that now with the 3. Let's see what kind of angle he's got there. Not much. Could actually, yeah, he's kind of looking at a stop shot, play the 1 as it lies, and then run into the 7. But that's kind of dangerous. May end up, if he doesn't end up with a shot on the 7 ball, then he's probably not going to have a shot on the 5 or the 6 either. Good one, sure, Brad. Ooh, I think he got it. Sorry about that. Bad camera work. I think he got it. Good shot by Duncan. Well done. Good shot by Duncan. Find that funny, huh, Roger? Obviously. All right. Got a little bit out of line here, but I think still manageable. So intent on getting past the 8 ball, not scratching. 6 goes off the outer point. Rudy McGill has entered the building. One of the fastest players on the planet. That was a bit of a give up on the middle of that stroke there. I poked at it just a little bit and then decelerated. Coming up, should be fine on the 8. Oh! Or not. Goodness. Ray was not happy with himself at all with the shape on the 8 because he knew he decelerated and just kind of gave a, how you do eye roll, Obviously, you couldn't see it. And honestly, I believe it was a direct result of why he missed that. That was shocking. Not a gimme for Duncan either. Ouch. Ouch. That is a... Give that one back. You coming in here?
If you want me to.
No.
This thing get narrower and I get wider.
You got wider.
Damn it.
Ready. I was going to say welcome to the booth, but I really don't want to.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Please put your hand together for Kevin Dorn.
Yay.
Kevin, back in the commentary booth.
Absolutely. What a good day to be here.
Lord help us all. How was your Easter, my friend?
It was very good. Had the family over, ham, potatoes, chocolates, that kind of fun
Your
stuff.
family is ham and potatoes?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Oh. Here we go.
Ouch. So I don't have... I have to go back and look at the rules if I have it in the Masters series. Because I did have it in some of the other tournaments that if you do swat the balls or you give up a game, it is a concession of the next. But I'm not going to make that call until I look. That could be pretty costly.
Yeah, definitely at this point.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's the way it's been for all the other versions of this.
Well, either way, Tyler. So if you've never played in any of the KO challenges or the tournaments themselves, all of the players get the rules. There is a group chat that's created on Facebook Messenger that if you don't read the rules, that's your problem. That's on you. That's not on any of the other players or the tournament director, just like anything else. So I am going to have to go back and look. And I didn't even realize it myself until I was just looking at the group chat and everybody's talking about it. Because that was the rule in the Scotch doubles, which cost some other players, actually Blake Waldo, cost him and his teammate the match. So I am not going to interrupt the match just at this moment, but I'm pretty sure it is not in this rule set.
I have picked up dog shit on occasion, or dog poop. Sorry, probably should have said it that way, but not for little Cheddar because he's much lower to the ground than I am, and it's a lot easier for him to pick it up. So works better that way. Looks like Ray's going to take a little bathroom break. Clear his head.
All right. We have a brief timeout. I'll let the players know that I do need to go look at the rule set. I got to try and find it myself. That's always fun.
I could look finding that.
Welcome to the stream, Kevin.
What a great time to enter.
Yeah.
There's a break. Looking for a rules thing. Man. Pretty tight match so far.
Yeah, 9-ball was fantastic. Actually, Duncan should have been breaking on Hill had it not been... actually, this would be really good if somebody else that's in the Masters...
Could help out with that.
Could help out, yeah.
Yeah.
Pinned message is...
Adam just said, Dale, it was in the rules in the group chat. Just sent you a screenshot. So now Dale is looking at his phone. He's figuring out how to turn it on because he's old. It's in the wrong section because he's old. Now he has to enlarge the screen because he's old. It just gets rougher. Now Dale's going to go out and address the players. I'm not sure what he read.
All right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I know Duncan is mad, but that's that's just the way it is. And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but if you don't read the rules or if you don't abide by the rules, that's your issue, not mine. So, unfortunately, as I was explaining to the players, though, I'm not going to go out and stop them in the middle of the game if I don't have an answer. So, and I'm just giving you an explanation as to why I did what I did. And I may be wrong because I've done it before. I've been wrong before, and I will again. But I'm not going to take that game away from Duncan that he just won because he did run out. It was a legitimate game, but you cannot concede games.
Yeah, and if Ray would have known the rules too, 100%, he would have spoke up before also. So it's kind of on both the players for not knowing exactly what was going on. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, and I don't want it to cost. I would love to see this match go to 10-ball at least, especially at this point. Well, I always want to see him go to 10-ball or at least a shootout. And I hope it doesn't cost Duncan the match because that would just suck. But, again, rules are rules.
Yep. And that's the one thing about this stream is we've always tried to follow the rules no matter who's playing, friends, foe, anything like that. That's the only way to be truly honest about it. And then if there's questionable calls and stuff like that, we do the best we can. Was that Ramon 6377? Tables are rented by the hour here at Varsity Club. So come on down, rent the tables. You'll need an ID to get the balls. And come down and have some fun.
I did, and we've talked about this before. Some people think it's a really stiff penalty. I don't care. I really don't care if you do think it's a stiff penalty, for the simple fact that it should be a stiff penalty. It's unsportsmanlike conduct to swipe the balls in anger because you missed, and your opponent wins the game because you screwed up, not your opponent. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct. You should be penalized for it.
Yep, very true.
Even though he already lost the game, obviously he's, Ray was going to make the 8 ball. Doesn't matter. We've all seen Dan Yenner miss with ball in hand.
I think we've all done that once or twice ourselves. Maybe not Dale, but I have.
See what Dan Yenner said about you?
Which one is that?
Aren't you the one that picks up dog crap?
Oh, is that who that was? Oh, I already answered that. I said
Okay.
that I've picked up dog poop on occasion, but not at Dale's house because he's much lower to the ground than I am, and it's easier for him.
Sure, Brad says you're here to class up the stream.
Absolutely.
Nice. Good.
It's more like a upstream battle.
Ouch.
Looks like Ray got a little bit out of sorts here. Oh, oh boy. You'd think by now they'd be a little bit used to the speed, but this table is deceptively quick. Sorry.
Yeah, these rails can get a little bouncy.
Yeah.
And the more humidity you get outside or in here, this table starts to play fast after a while.
Yep. And those LED lights up there, those are hot. So. Glad I showed up early, huh?
No. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
All right. What has Ray got in mind here?
Looks like he's going to one rail kick the 9. He's got to hit it with some speed to get out for the 15.
Ooh, it almost goes off the 2.
Yep. I'm not sure he got hard enough to get out there. I don't know if I could see past that 1, but
I think he could see it.
looks like a scratch, though.
Yeah,
if
it's
he
pretty
could.
close. Yeah, probably scratch off the 6 all the way down in the corner.
Yep. But now Duncan's got a chance, but that 2 ball is sitting in a slightly awkward spot with the 9 hanging in the pocket.
I actually think, if necessary, he could play it off the rail off the 9.
That's true. There is room there.
And being Duncan, I'd be willing to bet he'll get on the short side of the 2 anyway.
Oh, yeah. If you do the 1, 4, 1 and then 4, you can come up that way.
It said, oh, that's why.
He's touching me.
Leave that like that. That's why they can't hear you.
Not so hard.
Talk into it.
Talk into the mic. Sorry about that, Fred. It has been a long time, so not quite used to eating microphone.
Talk louder. You can do it. I have your microphone like all the way up, so.
I will talk louder. I apologize. It's just loud in my ears, so I don't want to yell at anybody.
Well, he did get on the short side of the 2 ball, so. Nice shot on the 2 ball. All right, got rid of that problem. So now it's going to be the 5 to the 7 is what is going to be the next, hopefully not an issue.
little too far, but he can still make that work.
He's kind of straight on this.
Yeah, he's got a slight angle, but
the wrong way.
Yeah.
And if he goes high right to come 2 rails, maybe 3 to get on that 7 ball,
I think
that 15 gets huge.
I think he's going to have to hit it hard, come out that bottom rail, and come down. Oh, he's going the other way.
That's what I was talking about.
Yep, and the 15 got really big. Not exactly the direction I would have went, but I wouldn't have won the last several games either, so.
Yes.
Oh, I think he hit that a little too hard.
Duncan actually just came up to the booth. If you didn't hear that in the microphone, Duncan asked if he could take an intentional foul. And, yeah, absolutely, you're allowed to do that in 8-ball all you want.
And it looks like he's got room past that 7. Duncan right now is just beside himself, unfortunately. I thought he was bearing down pretty good, but I think he's still got some other things in his head.
Yeah, that is a unfortunately pretty significant. He wanted to tie it up where obviously where Ray would have to take ball in hand on the 9 to break it up for him, or to break up his 15 ball.
Yep. It seemed like he rushed it a little bit. I mean, he had the angle figured out that he wanted and everything else, but it seemed like he just wasn't, I don't know. I don't think he thought it through 100%.
All right, 3-2 in favor of Ray. Nate Mindham has entered the building as well. Next match is probably going to start earlier than 7 o'clock. Just a heads up, everyone. I would be willing to bet we'll probably start at 6 o'clock instead of 7. We'll give these guys some sufficient warm-up time. I'm going to take a break and get away from Kevin for a little while. I mean, it's already been a long 20 minutes, so
it's going to get longer.
Yeah, that's always my concern.
I'm going to turn the heat up in here, get down to my Speedo. Life is great.
I hope you didn't do that at Easter. Again.
Better than you at Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, that.
Yeah.
All right, you got it. All right, not gonna argue.
Did you update the score?
Yep.
Excellent.
Thank you, everybody, as always, for tuning into Outer Points Productions. We are in the middle of the KO Masters Series, Round 1. There are 3 more matches after this one. Tonight, Nate Mindham and Rudy McGill. Tomorrow night, Sean Johnson and... Squirrel. Just looking at my train of thought. Scott Kugel. And then on the 12th is the final match of round 1. We'll be doing a redraw after Adam Granatella and Corey Peterson grace us with their presence. It's been a fun series so far, and it's only going to get better.
Absolutely. I expect a lot of good pool. Some high-ranking names.
Raymond Jacobs tuning in from the Netherlands. What was the intentional foul that you were trying to commit against your boss, Raymond? Oh.
Do we want to know?
I think he's his own boss, actually.
Makes it even funnier.
Is it? Your wife is your boss, isn't it? It's the same as mine. I mean, no, we don't have the same wives, but do we?
Maybe. She could be leading a double life.
Oh, did I tell you what I found out the other day?
What?
And I've told our viewers this already. You met Lisa already. She's got just like a real little bit of a lazy eye.
Yeah.
Right? And I found out now she's seeing someone on the side.
Wow.
Sorry, everybody.
That's terrible. I'm the one that needs a break now.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Postmaster Poopy Pants.
Dan Yenner, I'm telling you, man, you are going to get yourself.
That's the only one that's a snowstorm, though, that we know of. Apparently he's allergic to snow, or his bodily functions don't like it. And there's his prize from League Night.
Sorry, Corey. I couldn't avoid it. Sorry. Kevin made me do it. Well, now how does
yeah, because that 11 don't go.
I don't think it goes in the bottom right anymore. I think he just neither does the 10 ball.
Nope.
The 2-4 combo lines up pretty good for Duncan, and if he plays this 7 ball in the side right now, if he can, that's that. Even though it's not easy, I think that's the way to go. Man, because the 7-3 combo in the corner does not line up perfectly, so he would have to throw it just a little bit. So that makes it a little more. Yeah, you can see it. The 7-3 combo is heading right between the 2.
Yep. But I don't know if 7 in the side is.
It's not easy.
I think he's going to try and kick it. Because I think he wants to leave the 6 there. I don't know what he's going to do.
The 4 does not pass the 11, so.
Did you see what John Kramer put on there?
I don't even want to know, to be honest.
He just asked, he says, not enough of these are ending up in the 10 ball. We ever thought of doing a random drawing for the order of the games during these streams? Or these matches? So start with 10 ball and 8 ball and then 9 ball or something up to that effect where it's random?
Yes and no. I just don't like having 2 rotation games back to back. So and I appreciate what you're saying, John, and I like the suggestion. But if you look back a year ago, it used to be where when we first started doing this, it was 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball.
Yep.
Right. But then you've got I don't want 9-ball last because 9-ball can be obviously a lucky game, right? I don't want luck to play in the decision of, I guess, when it gets down to the end, if that makes any sense. And I'd prefer to keep separation between the two rotation games. I could always try it with one of the tournaments. I think that shot is going to end up costing Duncan. It may end up costing Duncan this game again. Because I think he may have opened up the 11. I don't know. It's
hard to tell. I mean, from the angle on the screen, it doesn't look like the 11 goes. But you might be able to hit it just inside. And
it looks like they're froze, though.
It looks like they're tight, but it's hard to tell.
Well, they're not tight anymore.
Ouch.
It was a heck of a shot.
It was a great shot. Broke it up. Just didn't get the leave that he was even thinking about, but we're getting a master class on shot making at this point.
Right? I look back at when I started here at the Varsity Club and when we were spinning the wheel, I think it just added a really new twist to the game. But the end result, although it ended up where the intent was, I hope was good, where you don't know what game you're going to play. When you're coming in, it could be any one of the three disciplines. Ultimately, what ended up happening, though, is some of the matches lasted 7.5 hours. And I couldn't do it anymore. It honestly wasn't. I spent so much time in the booth. That's why my ass got so big. So then, that it developed into this. So,
well, and you can have two people with similar Fargo ratings, but one guy really likes 10-ball and one guy really likes 8-ball.
Nice attempt.
So it makes a difference.
It does. And that's why this came to be, where you're gonna learn them all. You have to play rotation and 8-ball, and that's another one of the reasons why I did it this way, John, is because if somebody does come in, their favorite game is 8-ball, or say their favorite game is rotation, and they end up playing 9-ball and 10-ball first, right? 8-ball doesn't even come into play. So now the 8-ball player is at a disadvantage, right? Yep. So if we leave it where you're going to play 8-ball and you're going to play at least one rotation. So that was not very nice, Kevin.
I shouldn't have done that, but I had to.
You didn't. All right. We should be knotted up at 3 apiece after these 5 balls get pocketed.
Yeah. Should be pretty simple from here. 3-5-6, 3-6-5.
Yeah.
6-5-3.
Wow. What's your Fargo?
$2.99.
Yeah. It shows. You sure it's that high? Yeah, I'd go 6-5-8. This is a comfort thing, to be honest with you. I would play 6-5-8 just because I want to play the 8 in the side there. Because now all you got to do is, oh boy. I don't know why he put inside English on that, because he didn't really have to.
Nope. I mean, obviously he wanted to get closer to the 5, so the English keeps him straight across the table, but it killed the momentum of the cue. And now he's got a tough shot, and he's got to come back and forth.
Adam, just so you are aware, you are already down 4 games in your match against Corey before you even show up, just for suggesting that. Okie dokie. Tied up at 3 apiece.
Someone suggested straight pool. I think that's a horrible idea.
JJ. No. And no. I've never minded playing a little bit of straight pool once in a while, but I'm not going to play straight pool on a stream.
Yeah. There's a reason why the pros don't even do it. That would be so hard to watch.
True story. Best of 5 sets. Each set race to 4, but a shootout for every set if it's 3 to... I'm going to be sending you a care package, Adam. You may want to think twice about opening it. But the intent was there, officer.
Yes.
Nine ball down, 6 ball down, 8 ball down.
In our league, he'd get $5 for that.
Well,
just saying.
I actually had 3 8-ball breaks this season, and for whatever reason, somebody did not write them down. Guess how much I got at the end of the year? No. Yes, that's correct. 0. Roger Pregler. I'm going to blame it on Roger no matter what. Even if it's not his fault. I don't care.
I think it was your teammates. They probably didn't put it down on the
Probably.
paper. Yeah.
Probably.
Dale's independently wealthy. He doesn't need another $5.
Independently wealthy.
He's a YouTube influencer.
I think you misspelled broke.
He's got other channels out there. He's on Bonely Fans.
What fans?
Bonely.
Okay. That's the exact reason why I never invited you for the last 2 years.
See?
Or last year. Yeah.
You forgot about it long enough, and now I'm back, and then I'll be gone for another 2 years.
Yeah, at least. Jennifer White says yuck. What are you yucking, Jennifer? Are you talking about Adam's idea? Yeah,
probably.
Me too. That is so not right. All of you.
Yeah. And he's going to commentate your match, Adam. You know that, right?
What match? He already lost.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Oh. Well, bummer.
Guess who won't be showing up tomorrow either?
Aren't you paying him for lessons?
I think it's the other way around, actually.
Somebody vaping in here? Interesting.
I think vaping is actually allowed.
Is it?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I know a couple of people were doing it, and they were apologizing when there's a big cloud of vapor over the table. This is not a fun table.
Yeah. Duncan's attempted safe. He did leave Ray with the 13 ball, and that's about it. So it is a long shot.
Yeah, but if he gets good pace on it and sets himself up for the 14 in the side, the only ball that's still tied up is the 11. Ooh. The only problem he's going to have later on in this rack is look where that 11-8 is lined up for that side. So anything just kind of tries to break that up and hits it in the wrong fashion, that could be ugly.
Correct.
At least Duncan being solid, he can take that 2 up in this side pocket or the bottom side
That's
pocket.
what I was thinking. He could play it right at us in the side and then still get on the 8 ball. Yeah, don't threaten me, Adam. What are you going to be in the booth for?
Me? He wants
No.
Taylor.
Actually, Adam is commentating for Sean Johnson and Scott Kugel tomorrow night. Match is at 5 o'clock. Ooh, very nicely done.
That was nice.
Great shot by Duncan. These next 4 balls are extraordinarily huge, not only for Duncan, but I would feel a lot better. And I'm being very serious. You have no idea how bad now I want to see this go to 10 ball, just because I don't want what happened to cost somebody a match again. You know, and I'll hear all the, the rules, the blah 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 or whatever. I just don't want to see it happen. So I'd like to see this go to 10 ball, where that game of 8 ball no longer matters. Right?
Yep.
Right. Done.
And
Jeremy Gould.
Dale's definitely used to the negative commentary, so it's not like that's anything new.
You got that right. Yep, you got that right.
Oh, a little farther, I think he was.
Oh, this is perfect, I think. Because now he can actually just run into the 11 as a stopper.
Is there enough angle on it?
If there is.
Oh,
so,
nice.
And even not, he can run past the 11. This is just make it.
Yep.
So, make this, break and run out, and then we'll play some 10 ball. Very nice.
Nice game.
Well, the rattle or the diddy-ode in the bottom left ended up costing Ray Skenandore another game. Oops. Put that on Duncan's. Oh, it's Ray's break. So never mind.
Yep, Duncan broke the last one. It's alternate break, I'm assuming, correct?
It is. Jeremy Gould, where have you been? I have not seen you in the chat for quite some time. Thank you for the compliment. Much appreciated.
Oh, Big Cheese, that must be Dale's ego. Because it's not his size.
Somebody call the morgue. We have a delivery.
Hey, I don't know if you
Yes,
reported
I
on
have.
it. Did Tyler win his...
He did not.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I think he was up like 3-1 or something like that, and then was down 7-3. Won the next one, and then it was 7-4, 8-4. I don't know what that final score was, but nope.
Unfortunate. Seems like he's on a little bit of a dry streak right now.
And Margaret is not.
No, she's playing hot. And shooting well, too.
Wow.
Sorry, apologies.
No, Tyler would laugh at that. There's no doubt Tyler would laugh at that. So would Margaret. Oh, this is dry. Woo, this is exactly what Duncan Kaufman needed. Now the only thing he's really got to worry about is the 4 and the 11. And if he decides that he wants solids, I'm going to play that 11-4 combo right now.
Yep. It's about as dead as you can get it, and for a player of his Fargo rate, that should be a pretty easy shot.
He's eyeballing it.
The only other trouble ball you got is the 3. Because it doesn't go in either corner.
Yeah.
But if you play the 2, you just got to roll it up for the... No, you can't go the 3 in the side. You have to figure it out. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
And the other one, too, actually, well, the 9 does go past... Let me get you the overhead view. The 9 does go past the 1, so there is a pocket for that.
Yep.
So then the only other ball would be the 11.
But his opening shot on the stripes would not be an easy shot.
Correct. Actually, I don't think there is an opening shot on stripes. I don't think he can even see the 15 full enough.
The only one would be the 14, and that would be a super thin cut full table.
Poopy.
A poopy shot. I think he's going to go with your suggestion on this.
That's a mistake already. Good shot. Now, like you said, it's a matter of getting on the 3 ball.
Yeah.
What would you do at home?
Dale wants to know. I already know what I would do. I would miss the next shot, sit down, and watch my opponent run out.
With the utmost sincerity. Thank you, Jeremy. I greatly appreciate that. Thanks for the comments. I can't remember, other than my first colonoscopy, I can't remember. Oh, no, that's something I wasn't looking forward to. Sorry.
Oh.
You get one a month, right?
Yeah.
You're on a monthly schedule, aren't you? So my point of that is the breaking point. I'm telling you, folks, I'm not saying that it's going to turn out perfect. Trust me. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I've never looked forward to anything more in my entire pool career than what you're going to see in the breaking point. I promise you it's going to be something you've never seen before.
There's a lot of things I've never seen before.
Yeah, but that's... I've asked you. This is why I don't invite you back. I told you what happens in the booth stays in the booth. All right. I think this is the key shot of this rack. I think he's going to try to get on the 3 right now. And just don't get behind. This is such a good shot.
Yeah, that deserves all the applause. That is amazing.
And he's going to get it.
That was amazing.
Watch the forward left-hand spin when this hits the rail. You can't hit it any better. Excellent shot on Duncan's part. That may end up being the reason we're going to go to 10 ball. Hopefully.
I mean, it's still not an easy layout, though, because even making the 3, try and go from the 6 to the 7.
Oh yeah,
It's
and getting to the 8 ball is no picnic.
yeah. I mean, this is hard. I mean, everything has a pocket right now, but it's still a hard out.
Beautiful. He was intentionally trying to get in on that 10 ball. So now he's got a shot on the 6 to get to the 5 or the 7.
Yep.
He either one. But again, you have to keep in mind he actually might be able to play the 7 first. I don't think I would, but
I don't know if he's got a shot on it. That's something you might want to get out of the way because it's guaranteed shot right now.
better to get it out of there.
Because I don't think the 7 goes in the side.
It doesn't. It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Pretty tight. As many times as Duncan has played on this table, in all seriousness, I have never seen him take more time in a rack than what he is right now.
Man, I'm not. He thinks that 7 goes in the side.
Boy, I'd hate to have that for my last shot to get to the 8.
And you have to hit it firm to get to the 8.
He can, if he so chooses, to try to hit that window between the 9 and 10 and play it right where the 5 is about to go. But, man, that is dangerous as hell.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Roger's here. That's super. That's fabulous. Wonderful. All right, let's get ready for it. Here we go. Oh, this is no good. I see what he was trying to. He was actually trying to hit that window between the 9 and 10, like I was saying.
Yep.
I would have went the other. I would have went with low right hand draw though to come 2 rails.
I would have came underneath because even if you came up short and hit the 10,
yeah,
you still got that shot. But from what I can see, watching him play, and I haven't watched him play a lot, he likes follow a lot more than he likes draw. He's really comfortable hitting it that way all the time.
Well, he called it in the side. Well, as much as Duncan wanted to end the set right now, he's still going to have another opportunity.
Yep.
It is his break next, so if Ray, and I do anticipate, obviously, Ray running this rack out, because now it's just clean up on aisle 5. I mean, it's pretty much like shooting after Kevin Dorn. So
everything's wide open.
Yep.
I don't anticipate any safeties being played.
Although Ray has missed 2 bunnies in this match so far. So you never know.
And I think that last ball just caused him a little pause.
It did. I was thinking the same.
Yeah, you could see in his demeanor that he was just like, oh, that was a little closer than he thought.
Woo. That one almost didn't find the bottom either.
Yeah. I think that's why he's taking his time on this. I mean, he knows he should run this out. 2 more balls.
3.
Sorry. 2 more of his balls.
No wonder why you never win. You stop.
I'm done early.
You I'm sure Lynn's used to that. I mean, sorry, what?
Oh, my God.
What? She doesn't want to be my sponsor anymore, does she?
Probably not.
No. I don't think she really ever did in the beginning.
No. She doesn't really like you very much.
I'm kind of used to that. All right. It is Hill in 8-ball, which makes it double hill for Ray Southstrip and makes it a must-win for Duncan Kaufman. Go Duncan. And again, that's not a place of bias, or that does not come from, I just want to see this go to 10-ball.
Yep, the only way it's going to get there is with Duncan winning.
Break and run. The worst thing that can happen right now is Duncan scratches.
So we got a cheerleader for Duncan in the chat room.
I think I'm going to take up heavy drinking again.
I wonder if that person's name is Jack. Am I the only one that gets that?
Which person?
The last person.
Oh, boy. Wow. Huh. Wow.
I apologize if that is not your name.
I hope not. You need a beating, Kevin. Just don't scratch. And
oh my goodness,
nothing goes down either.
Well, as far as
a dry break from Duncan when he needed it the least.
Yep. And unfortunately, there are no stripes available, really.
Thank you, Dick. You don't have to say your last name. I'm just kind of curious. My name. Wow.
Have you met Dale Lorenz?
So I was actually gonna say Taylor Collar. I was literally thinking that as soon as I seen it, but I'm like, no, I'll just leave it alone. But
sorry, Dale. I wish I'd have thought of that.
No, you made it too easy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the rack here. The 2 is the only play. The 2 and the 5 are questionable unless you could play it past that 8-ball, and it looks really tight.
Yep.
The stripes, the 9 is in peril, and the 11-14 are in peril. So where do you start? I think he has to start with the 2-ball.
Yeah.
Oh, Dick Kirk. Hey. Well, good afternoon, Dick. I did not know your wife's name was Cindy. Glad to have you with us. How the heck have you been, by the way? Bonus ball.
Which he didn't want to go down.
I don't
he still
think
might
it's
have a
the
shot at the
worst.
two.
Yeah, if he does play the 2 right now, all he's got to do is float forward and play the 5 in the side, and I think this match might be over with.
You just don't want to hit the 8 at this point. Because if you slide that 8 over, that's going to be ugly.
Randy Parlick, what's going on? You want a cookie? You want a bonus on your paycheck? Or he seems like he's complaining about having to work.
I'd rather work than sit in here with Dale, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'd rather you were at work.
Yeah. All right, so
Don't complain about other people being able to jump on the stream just because you can't.
5 on the side. Probably come down for the 4 right away. I mean, I see the out. It's possible.
I think I'd play the 7 right now before I would go wild on this 5 ball. Just because, does he know where this cue ball is going to end up? He did.
Yeah, but he had an easier shot on the 7 before.
I think so.
Yeah, the only one he can take now is a 7, and I don't know if you go forward if it has too much angle that you're going to get tangled with the 10.
Thank you, Mr. Kirk. Much appreciated. Yeah, that would be my concern is if you do play the 7, if you catch a backside of that 10 ball, you may not end up with any kind of shot at all.
Right.
I think he's going to run into the 10, actually. Yep, just like so. I think this might be the end of the road for today's match.
Well, obviously you take the 3 first, right?
Yeah, you would. And then bank the 4, probably.
You're assuming I made the 3. That's pretty nice.
All right, so if this is the last game of this match, just so you're well, and it's going to be the last game of this match, we're going to shut the stream down. I'm going to get set up for match number 2 today, which is going to be Nate Mindham and Rudy McGill Jr. Yeah, I know I'm not going to talk. Duncan is not happy.
Nope.
And understandably so, but I hate to be the one to say it because I've been in those shoes and I've done it myself, and I don't.
Come on, read us the rules before the tournament. That wasn't in it.
Do you want me to go through every single rule? Every single rule?
In that other tournament.
Hang on. Let me mute. It wouldn't be Outer Points Productions if there wasn't drama. So I'm not going to repeat what was said, but I think it was very unfair. I don't appreciate when somebody that did not read the rules or feel like they should be exempt from something because they lost their temper or whatever, because that rule was not explained at the very beginning of the match. That's not my fault. So, and I'm not going to go through 45 minutes worth of rules before every match. So it sucks to see it end that way, but
yeah. Well, like you say, all the rules were laid out to all participants before the matches even started. But just so happened at the beginning of this match, you didn't lay out every single rule. But they should know it already.
Well, here's the fix to all of that. Don't fucking lose your temper in the middle of a match.
Yep.
Don't lose your temper and get pissed off because you missed a 5-ball in the side and you swipe a game. That's it. It's poor sportsmanship.
Yep.
End of story. Done. Thank you, everybody. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you being here, and I can't wait for the next stream to get started. And you can bet your ass I'm going to be going through the rules of no concession prior to the start of the next match. So we're going to shut everything down right now and restart it in probably about 50 minutes. We'll start at 6 o'clock. How does that sound? So we'll see you back in here in 5:00.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.